weekly webinar. Happy to be here, Dan. Excited to get started.
Yeah, welcome in, guys. Got another week here, YouTube Live. Excited to be here. Guys, throw your questions, throw where you guys are from in the chat. We'll get started here in a moment, but super pumped to be here again. We got 30 minutes with you guys live here. Get your guys' questions in. Excited to get to it. Welcome in, guys. Get this pulled up here.
People are getting in here. Get your questions in here, please. We will get started. We'll have some deals to review, some questions to answer. Anything you guys really have, we're here to help.
For sure, guys. And this next 30 minutes is about going over your question. We got some deals to review, like Ron said. Try to provide the most amount of value we can. Got some exciting things coming out on Land Investing Online as well we can talk about. And then other than that, just answer you guys' questions, go through Q&As, and just talk it out. All land flipping, real estate investing, all that good stuff, guys. Welcome back.
Exactly.
Let us know in the chat how if this is your first time here, if you guys have been here. Curious to see your guys' backgrounds. I know we have a lot of people new every week, so love to see your guys' backgrounds and all that good stuff. We'll get started here in a second, guys. Welcome back.
All right. Deal under contract. Double line. Get your questions in the chat. It doesn't just have to be deals. If it's your first week here, whatever it is, if you guys are brand new, you don't know what land flipping is, you want us to explain the process, get your questions in the chat. We're here to help.
Welcome
Joey joined
in
a few weeks ago. Anthony, been here a while. Can't wait to start. Awesome, Anthony.
Nice. Good job, Anthony. Joe, been here, joined LIO a few weeks ago. LIO. 3 times Mississippi. Welcome in. Siones. Terry, man, welcome in. See you guys have some questions coming in. Mike and Kathy, welcome back. You guys have been a long time coming. Loyalty. Lewis, welcome in. Lewis. Cool, guys.
A lot of people in here. As you guys get in here, let us know your experience. Like Dan said, put in any questions. I'm going to have a deal up here in a minute, and we'll get to that and go from there.
For sure. Let's see. Michael McGran, welcome in. Party Ben. Ben from New Jersey, first timer. Welcome, Ben. All right. Let's get to it. We got some good deals to look at. If you guys have a deal first review, throw it in there. Get your guys' questions in, whether they're beginner questions, intermediate, expertise questions. We like them all.
All right. Let me share my screen. I'm going to get over a deal. Looks like we're in Crawford County, Georgia, Dan. 28 acres. They're saying they're under contract for $49,000. They're saying $50,000 after closing cost. This is a member who wanted us to review this deal for us. Before I get into this, guys, let me share my screen. Before I get into this, what we kind of teach, our main business model we teach is buying land under market value, reselling it on the market. Sometimes we double close, sometimes we buy and sell, sometimes we subdivide. This member is thinking this deal is worth anywhere from like 110 to 120. So this would be a great buy and sell based on that. So buying for $50,000, selling for 110 to 120. Here is our property. Little odd shape here, Dan. Looks vacant. Are there any structures on there?
I don't hate the shape. How many acres is it?
It's 28 acres. So this is a prime subdivide, right?
Yes. Like you have this, like measure out the road frontage. There's the reason, guys, this is such a good subdivide. I mean, the land looked good. As long as the land checks out, the reason this is such a good subdivide is because the road frontage, because you can just naturally slice it up. You don't need to put in a road. It's just, you slice it up on the road, and Ron will show you that in a couple minutes. But this is 30, you said 28 acres?
28 acres. Yeah.
And a good amount. So you can get some good parcels out of that for sure. And you see all these subdivides around. Like
a lot of people, when they think about subdivides, that's why I wanted to show this, Dan. A lot of people, when they think about subdivides, they think about this. This process from start to finish might be I'm not talking about even building. I'm just talking about prepping the land for that. Could be 3 to 5 years. So what we're talking about when we talk about subdivides is minor subdivisions. So let me break this up, guys, so you can actually see. I'm going to measure the tool out and see how much road frontage. I guess we'll go like this. Let's just go here.
Yeah, and obviously there's money in the major subdivides like those that Ron showed. If you guys know that, it's just more of a long-term play for sure. And you can entitle it and get it ready and sell it with a plan almost. But
like just something like this, where you guys are getting anywhere from, I mean, this is 5 acres. Like you could have such a clean 5 acre parcels, 5-6 acre parcels, something like that, where this is just absolutely perfect and you can make an absolute boatload of money on something like this.
Oh yeah.
With how much road frontage this has. Like, this is buying and selling as the 8 acres, like, might be a little awkward, to be 100% honest, Dan, but you do this subdivision, like, it is just such a natural. Let me go a little farther and make this one a little bigger. You guys can see on the right side, I think I did that. You guys can see on the right side the total acreage of all of these. So I'm just going to kind of do this one quickly, this last one.
You can make that 2, honestly, Ron.
Yeah, we could. It's not clicking for some reason right now. But yeah, we have 4 or 5 acre parcels, and then you'll have 1 more or 2 more, maybe 4. But this is what I think for this. What you need to do when you get properties back like this, you need to confirm, like, what does the county view a minor subdivision as? What do you need for it? A lot of times you just need a survey. I also want to make sure this isn't a flood zone, Dan. We should have done that first because there's a creek here, a pretty significant creek. And I do see, let's just make sure we're not wet or something. Okay, let's make sure we have that little creek going through, not a problem there. Let's make sure it's not in a floodplain. Okay, it's not in a floodplain. This is great.
I love it. This is awesome. This is a good first deal to go over.
You're in for $50,000. Make sure we're out of city limits. So you're literal, like, I can't imagine price not working. We're going to look at the price. But
when you subdivide, it's the economies of scale. So when you guys subdivide, obviously like you can, in theory, you can pay more and subdivide and make the same or more return. But the idea is you have this at 50. He said sell for 120 as is. If we're subdividing that, 28 acres and you start selling 4 and 5 acre lots, and then you have 6 of them, the economies of scale play out like that. You're going to get an incredible return if you're buying this at 40%, like you said.
Like, you see something like this, guys. This is maybe let me talk more about the. I guess that one's over there. I don't think these comps are like crazy, Dan. This is, what is this, $9,000 an acre or so?
Yeah.
So if we're getting $9,000 an acre, and we have these 5 acre parcels, every parcel, let's just say you get 45 grand out of 5 acre parcels, like, you're all of a sudden getting $240,000 out of this deal, buying for $50,000. That is the power of subdividing, guys. This is not every deal that comes across your desk when you're doing this business model is going to come out as clean as this in terms of but when you have things like this come across, you need to make it work for a subdivide.
Yes. I mean,
there's too much money to be made. You're leaving too much money on the table.
Look at these lots around. It's just crazy.
All this stuff is the same thing. Yeah.
It's really cool. And this, I mean, like Ron's saying, 5 and 6 acre, 4 acre properties, maybe you get a 2 at the corner on the right, since it's kind of a natural split there. I think you easily get 6 lots. And that's the thing, what we do now. So the first thing we do, like Ron's showing you, we analyze the land, right? We're looking at the land. We're looking at the features. We're looking at the road frontage. We're looking at the slope. Those yellow lines are contour lines. If you guys have been in there, contour lines are slope lines. So between each one of those lines, there's 10 feet of slope. I think those are 10-foot lines. And then when there's a circle like there is at the center of the property with that yellow line circle in the center, that means it's extremely flat. Anytime you have a circle on a contour line like that. So the first step, we check the land, due diligence, and then we go into price. This, I want to look at price at 4 to 6 acres. Like, what's that selling for, 4 to 6 acres? And it looked like around $10,000 an acre, Ron.
Somewhere 8 to 10. Yeah. So if you get, I think you'll get.
And when the low side, if you have 8,000,
just multiply the 28 acres times 8.
That's 224.
Yeah. It's going to be anywhere from 210 to 250 is in my mind. I wouldn't be surprised if you got 250 out of this if you cut it up right. One thing when you guys are subdividing, this is very, very important when subdividing. A couple of things on this parcel. When we have the contour lines up here, you want to make sure these are, especially this one over here. I would be more concerned with this one because you do have this going through the middle. Make sure you're not giving someone a bad parcel that's not buildable. That's really key when subdividing. Make sure all your parcels are at least average land. And like, if you give someone an unbuildable lot, like, you could all of a sudden sell one for 20 grand instead of 50.
Especially for minor subdivides where one property is 20% of your properties. If you have a major and you have 3 shit lots, it's whatever. You have 200 of them total. For this, when you have, it's really, really important to do it. And when you do have bad land like that, you just want to plan for it. So if one side of it's bad, if that whole left side was bad, we'd probably give it more land to give it some dry, give it 10 acres instead of 5. So they have some dry land. It's not the case here, but I'm just saying you want all the parcels to make sense for when you sell it on your disposition side. It's going to be much easier. It's going to be much smoother, and it's going to be much more profitable.
I love this property.
It's a
This
home
is
run
a
deal.
really, like, you could, I'm not saying to pay more, but like, it's just market value of something like this might be just like they said 120. I'm just curious. So yeah, like you can see the difference. 16 for 85. Like the
What's
reason
that?
this
That's
deal is so good
65.
is because the subdivide. Here's 23, but this has a structure on it. Here's 35 an acre. So yeah, market value of the 28 acres, it might have been a little more
$500 an
than
acre.
110, like they said, but you're gonna get another 100 grand out of this deal, in my opinion.
Your price per acre goes from $5,000 an acre to 8 to 10, essentially from just splitting it into smaller. Like I was saying, economies of scale works out really, really
Survey's gonna
solid. A
cost
plus
what,
land.
three to $4,000. My guess, maybe 4,500. Do you guys lower your offer? If I'm going to get some questions here, let me close this out. If you guys do want us to go over more deals like that, hopefully, I mean, some deals are going to be very straightforward like that. I like that one because it's subdivide play. If you guys want us to do more deals like that, hit that like button. As we see that like button go up, we'll get to another deal.
Yeah, hit that thumbs up button.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Tim, I'll get to that in a second. Sent my first, actually, I'll do it now. Sent my first 2,000 mailers out last Monday. 0 responses so far, not even hate calls. How long? It takes about 2 weeks to hit the mailboxes. So
USPS
you just
is slow.
What'd you say?
USPS is slow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If I was nervous when I first, I'm not nervous, but I was concerned when I first read that. But if you literally just sent them out last Monday, you might get calls this weekend. Everything, it matters where you mailed. If you mailed with us, I believe Tim's a member, Dan. If you mailed with us, Tim, everything comes out of Clearwater, Florida. So the farther you are from there, the longer it's going to take. If you're going to even South Georgia from Clearwater, it's going to take a week. Just with how it's slow.
Wasn't it a holiday last Monday, or was that not?
Might have been Martin Luther King.
I think so.
February. President's
Day. President's Day. President's Day. I think it was.
Was it?
I don't know. It was a holiday sometime soon, but whatever. It takes a couple weeks sometimes, especially like Ron said, the further you get from Clearwater. Like Ron said before, guys, if you want us to review more deals, we need to know that you want us to review more deals, and we hope we brought you value. If that last deal brought you value in any way and you learned something or you liked what you saw, hit that thumbs up button. As that number goes up, Ron and I will get to the next deal.
Exactly.
It was MLK Day.
Would appreciate your help. Give me a second, Matt, on that one. How do you guys find land not on MLS? So like that deal we just reviewed, this was a member who sent direct mail. So they sent direct mail, they send text. You reach out to landowners. Like you reach out to people. If you own a house, you probably get a piece of mail. Landowners don't get nearly as much contacts, but you need to find a way to connect with people who own land. That's how you find deals off the market. There's PP, pay-per-click, direct mail, email, texting, cold calling. There's so many different ways to contact them. We like mail the most, though.
Mail's the best. Texting and cold calling are second. Those are the
most expensive.
It's not necessary. Mail is by far the most expensive. Yes. It's not always about going out and finding more ways to market. You want to make what you're doing now good and work profitably. So if you're doing mail, focus on mail and then move to the next thing. It's not about going from one to the next right away. It's all about utilizing them each to the best of theirs and then kind of going out from there. But they're all good. Like the name of the game is just contacting vacant land owners and trying to get their property under market value. How you get there is kind of irrelevant. And that's what we teach. It's just about contacting vacant landowners and acquiring properties for 40% of value.
Let me get through a couple more. Yeah, it's a good question. Do you guys lower your offer if there's an uninhabitable home on a piece of property? No, I mean, we're going to evaluate it based on the land. Uninhabitable homes are not going to hurt the value of land 90 out of 100. 90.
It just doesn't. It doesn't.
People don't care. People will fix it up. Like there is valuable stuff on there. The things that will lower the value, like if you have trash on land, if it's like tires, stuff like that has to be removed, refrigerator stuff.
Tires are bad because tires cost money to dispose.
Very expensive. Like it's a couple $.
Yeah, and that's why you find them on land so much, because people don't want to dispose them properly. So they know Bob, who lives in New York, hasn't been to his land in 20 years, has vacant land, so they can dump their shit on it, which happens, unfortunately. But when you have your value of a property at 40%, like we're talking about now, that guy just had a buy for 50, the member who brought that deal, and we're going to subdivide that and sell that in the 200s. When you have margins like that, I take 1,000 tires on that all day. I'll get, $10 an hour workers out there, $12 an hour workers out there to start removing it. That's just, the numbers make sense. And that's why we buy. There's room for error in this business. We have never lost. We lost money one time on a deal out of thousands of deals. And that one time we really made money on it. It was just because of the loan we lost money. We still bought it for and sold it for $5,000 more than we bought it for.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what someone asked, Sky Fitzpatrick asked, he was asking, what is mailers? We keep using the term mailers. That's just a piece of mail. And is that a normal term? Letter. It's a 2-page letter.
Yeah. We send a 2-page letter. First page is kind of like introducing us or, family owned, however you want to word it. We're a land investment company. Second page is actual purchase agreement with our offer on them. So yeah, that is what that's what we teach. That's what we do is 2-page letters. And that's what we've seen a really good return on.
We have 44 thumbs up since you last said that, Ron. I think we got to get to
a deal.
Yeah, they want a deal. 44 thumbs up. If you guys want to see a deal, put that thumbs up. If you haven't, Ron's going to get to it here shortly, but excited you guys like that. Those deals are exciting to go over. Not all the deals are going to be buy for 50, sell for 250. That's fine. We review deals that don't work. We review deals that work, but the ones that we end up buying are very profitable. And that's the name of this business.
Exactly. Give me a second. I'll get one up. Let me see. I had a few other people send me some deals.
Sunset asked, do you add value then if there's a house on it? Yes, it depends. So if there's a house on it, first question is it livable? We get a lot of properties back with shacks on it, hunting shacks, like things like that, mobile homes. And it all depends if it's habitable. But even if there's a house that's not habitable, it usually means there's a cleared out area. There's some sort of concrete pad a lot of times for building. There's a cleared out area and there's a driveway and there's utilities already there, which all add some value. Typically, when properties have structures on them, they sell quicker and faster because of those reasons. Instead of buying vacant land, they're doing all the work from scratch. So even if there's an old building on it, it usually makes sellers or buyers more excited on that side. So if we add value, it really just depends. Typically, if it's livable, absolutely. If it's uninhabitable, maybe a little bit, but nothing crazy. And then you have things like septic and well. Those are typically the sellers will say they have well and septic, but then you check with the health department. They didn't have anything recorded since 1985 and you need new permits and things like that. So that doesn't really add value. You want to add value. If you're going to have a well and septic that add value, you want the health department's certification and everything so you can market it that way. And then it adds more value.
The likes going up, Dan?
Likes are going up, I think. Let's see. We had 44 more since then. Let's check what we were at. Appreciate you guys doing that. Really helps spread our mission. We're at 52 now. Absolutely. Yeah, all guys, right. The like and subscribe helps spread our mission. If you guys haven't subscribed to this channel, we do this every Wednesday. We're not here to make money. We're here to help spread the mission of freedom and land investing, what this did to us, what this is doing to others. It's really fun to us and we like spreading the mission. So if you guys haven't subscribed already, please do. Appreciate you guys. Ron's getting into the deal now.
Yeah, so we are in Adams County, Ohio. We have let me click in, just double check, 4.44 acres. Member is under contract for $13,100. So when we talk about under contract 13.1, one of the things we do is offer 100% of the closing costs will be paid by us unless there's some crazy back taxes, something like that. So I usually round it up. So 13.1, it's going to be over $1,000. So I'm going to say we're going to be all in, Dan, for 14.5. It could be a little under that. It could be a little over that. It depends your quotes in terms of your title. We do have like the first thing that catches my eye on this one. Let me switch to Google so I can see a little better. First thing that catches my eye on this one is this creek, stream, whatever this is going through. Getting eyes on this can be a huge, huge value add. And a lot of times, a big thing that people ask us, Dan, is do you send mail to people who live in the state? Like, do you only send mail to people who live out of the state? Like, this guy lives right here.
You got broke people who need money at all times for
his primary house. He might not want to take care of this 5-acre lot anymore or whatever it is. Like, this is a perfect situation. But that's a good example there. Let me see what's going on with it. So we don't have a floodplain. See if we have wetlands. We don't have water. We don't have wetlands. This creek, you can see this creek line is off a little bit, not anything crazy. There's a chance you can build in front. If you build him back, you're probably going to need a bridge or something like that. I can't see his, but he's definitely has a path here. I don't know where he's actually driving up to his house.
Interesting.
But really good
What
land,
size
Dan.
property is this?
This is 4.44.
What state and county?
Adams County, Ohio.
This is solid. It's a good
Love
area.
the land. This is so when you get land like this, every road is going to have what's called setbacks. And that's how far you need to be off the road to build. So if you're on a county highway or a state highway, they're going to say like, okay, you need to be 100 feet off the road. It's called a setback. And that's for if there's a crash, they don't want it to go through your house. Like they want you to be safely off the road. If something happens, there's a good chance you will have room. This creek line is not 100%.
I think you definitely will. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's 100 feet, 50 feet is very normal.
You give them the option. They're probably going to, I mean, they could put it right there, or they would just build a little thing to go, a culvert road type thing to go over the.
That's probably a $10,000 thing, is building like a little bridge thing over the creek. But
yeah, depending on how big it is, and
it can be really cool. Yeah. Okay, so we're on the eastern part of the county, a little more rural. I think we have Cincinnati. We have Cincinnati over there. So we're a couple counties removed from Cincinnati. Seems like really good land.
It's rural. We've done deals here, and it is a hot county. I know we're both from Cincinnati, Ohio. I live in Florida now. I'm in St. Petersburg. I saw someone put in the chat they're from Tampa. But yeah, this is a good area in general. We know this area. Adams County is great. Just an hour or so away from Cincinnati, maybe a little over, but it was super desirable from what I remember.
Yeah, I want to try to get this rural land in. So one key thing is, in my opinion, I haven't looked at the data, but I think comps over here are going to be way more expensive than here.
Scioto's cheap too. We know Scioto's cheap, so the closer you get that way, it's cheaper.
Exactly. Scioto is significantly cheaper. This is probably going to be cheaper than over here. Hopefully you price this by zip code or something, so this area is priced differently. But like I said earlier, we have an offer price accepted at 13.1, and they're going to be all in around 14.5. The first comp I see is this 10.5 acres. Sorry. Wow. What catches my eye, why I said wow, is this is not great land.
No.
This access is
questionable.
Not average. It's below average. This access is below average. This is pretty much completely useless part of your land. So it's probably closer to 9.5. And this sold for 6,000 an acre. I really actually like this comp. And one thing we look at quite a bit is speed to sell. Listed 10/10. It went contingent on 10/18/pending same day. So it took 8 days to sell. Below average land, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go, Dan. I'm not even looking at the right acreage. So let me go 2 to 10, 5.5 for 42. We have 4.4. That's 8 an acre. That makes this deal good.
Yeah. I mean, when the bad comps and access make the land, your numbers look good, that's a good sign, because that's a very conservative number. We're all in for what? What's our price, Ron?
All in for 14.5. Offer price is 13.1.
How many acres is it? 5? 4.5 or something?
4.4.
4.4 for 14? You just said it.
For 14.5, yeah.
14. Okay, so 4 for 14. That's, I mean, just knowing this area, that's a good deal.
You see what's for sale. Nothing's really competing with us. You're going to sell for $8,000 an acre minimum. So you multiply 4.5 times 8, you're at 32. You're at $34,000. 36,000. Yeah, $34,000, somewhere around there. So it's going to be a buy for 15, sell for 30, 32, somewhere in there. This deal again checks out, and it's good land. We would be more nervous if we have really questionable land, but this is good land that should sell really quickly in a market like this.
Yeah, I like this market a lot. I like the land. It's very, very good land at a very, very good price. I love it.
So couple of things. Let me go through real fast. Let me go back. I'm not going to be able to get to any more deals, guys. Unfortunately, we do have a members only call starting in 5 minutes. What's the best way to find an address to send? How do you price the seller's land? I actually want to get to that question. So when you're pricing land to send this mail out, we do it all based on comps. And we have 6 to 7 hours of education on pricing land in our education. There's basic things that you can do kind of quick. And then like there's higher level stuff when you really get the pricing. So if this person who we just did would have priced this the same as this, they probably would have overpriced this area of the county, Dan. Though what made this pricing so good is they priced this area differently than this area, which is more expensive.
You're not sharing your screen, but what he's talking about is the
part
of the western part of the county would be more expensive.
Yeah, right here was going to be more expensive. They split this county into two pricing zones. They priced this eastern part cheaper than this western part, and that's why they priced really well on that deal that we just reviewed.
Yeah.
Sky asked how you know best locations. We like to be 2 to 3 counties removed from main metro areas. You can see Cincinnati's right there. I believe this is 3 counties removed from Cincinnati. You can do this anywhere in the country.
Just go 1, 2, 3 removed. One's Brown County or Claremont County. I think you can get deals there. I saw someone looking at Claremont the other day. So like we go outside of a city, 90 minutes, 60 minutes, hour and a half, 2 hours, around that. Like it's all good. You just want to make sure we have parameters we look at when we're doing county selection. We're making sure things are selling relatively fast when they're priced well, making sure the market's good, days on market, all that good stuff, not competing against too much. We have parameters we look at for county selection. That's a big step of the process, is your actual market selection. That's the first step of the process.
Parker asked Dan, what does the seller say? So for example, that seller, we're going to buy for 15, sell for 30. What does the seller, and he lives right there, what does the seller say when the day after he sells his land, it's for sale at 2 to 3x? We've never, ever, 0 times had pushback from
it's a common question, though. Common question.
It is 100% a common question, but we are buying so quickly. The seller got that offer yesterday. We're going to get them cash in 2 weeks. Like, we're extremely quick with this. That's why we have such a sales pitch to the sellers in terms of there's a huge value incentive for them. We can get you $15,000, $20,000 cash in 2 weeks. We don't have pushback on the back end. I don't know if they know. If they do know, they might be. I don't know.
And it's a shotgun approach. It's like anything. We're sending out a lot of marketing, a lot of mailers to get back a little bit response. And those response we do get back want to sell at 40%. They want a quick closing. They're ready to go. And we make a lot of money off of them. And it's a really good ROI. We don't like tight margins. We sometimes do with double closing. We'll buy at 60%, whatever, 65. But the majority of our business is just buying and flipping at 40 to 50%, 35 to 50% of market value. And we do subdivides and things too at times where you can go up and there's some wiggle room.
Randy, it looked like that was a commercial deal that you sent. We're not as specialized in that kind of stuff. You might need a realtor to take a look, stuff like that. Brian S., do you need land ID to start off in this business? I have a rudimentary understanding of using Zillow to identify market trends and stuff. The thing about land ID that other platforms at this point do not do is the overlays. All those overlays that we were showing, contour lines, wetlands, floodplain, all that being in one spot is very, very valuable.
Correct. Yeah. Do you need it? It helps. There's other sources as well. Land ID.
You have to go different places though.
You got to go different places. Yeah.
Real fast, guys, before we get off, our courses have been closed for the last, I don't know, week or two, Dan, whatever it is. We are opening up on February 1st. This is going to be open to a very small amount of people. It's opening up February 1st at 10 a.m. Can you put this link in there by any chance? Actually, let me see.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Put the link in there. What you get with this, guys, the price of this typically is anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 for something like this. You're going to get a coaching call. You're going to get all of our education. You're going to get a CRM plus the CRM course. And you're going to get into a roundtable with Daniel and myself with just the new people. We're limiting this to 25 people. If you're not on the wait list, you are not going to get notified of this when this opens.
I just put the link in there.
Exactly. This opening February 1st at 10 a.m.
Yeah. And again, really good value. If you want to pull up the screen, if you have a second run, just show the landing page, get on the waiting list. It's going to be active for that. Yeah. So you guys get a one-on-one coaching call. You get the whole course, whole program, texting course, full course, everything that's possible, accountability group. So everything that's included in the standard program, but there's so many things added. The things that are added, you see in the top right there. 60-minute roundtable, one-on-one coaching call. We'll select a market for you. Your first market, someone just asked that. We'll select a market for you, and you get our CRM as well. And that's just the add-ons. What you get is the
education.
The things that you usually get are the education, the advanced modules, texting, the private Discord, all that stuff. And then you get all these extras. And it's a very, very aggressive price. We sold out very, very quickly on Black Friday. It's kind of replicating similar thing than that. We don't do this often. So get on that waiting list. I put the link in there. It's landinvestingonline.com/fast-track-waitlist.
Yep.
And the links.
So our program, Terry, $9.95, Bob. And our program, Terry, the CRM comes with 2 hours of recorded modules. It comes with the base to the CRM. So it's a plug and play CRM pretty much for this business model. The course itself is going to have all your templates, your purchase agreements, all stuff like that. The CRM is extremely scalable in terms of if you want to hire 10 people, you can build it on that CRM. We have 10 employees and we do everything on that CRM.
It's really good. Yeah. For this business.
If you guys, we have right now, guys, to be honest, we have 60 people on the waiting list. We're letting 25 people in. Obviously, everyone on the waiting list is not going to end up buying. But if you have any interest at all, sign up for the waiting list. That does not hurt. You have no obligation there, but this is a one-time deal.
Exactly. And we got to hop in our members call right now and do some deal reviews, guys. Thank you for joining. If you guys haven't hit that subscribe and you got value out of this, we really, really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. The link's in there. Other than that, we'll be back next Wednesday, 5:30 Eastern time every single week to provide some more value to you guys.